17 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Andrew Malkinson speaks to us about his long fight for justice.
It's all about numbers and targets, not just at this community gym in Newcastle this morning, but also when it comes to inflation. We get a September figure today, and I'll explain why it's so important for pensions and benefits.
Wages are outstripping inflation for the first time in nearly 2 years, according to official figures. The Office for National Statistics said that regular earnings rose by a near record of 7.8% in the 3 months to August. That means that wages are now rising faster than prices for the first time since October 2021. Rolls-Royce has announced plans to axe up to 2,500 jobs, or about 6% of its global workforce, to make it, as they say, more efficient and effective. The company, which makes engines for aircraft, is based in Derby. It employs 42,000 people around the world, with about half of them based in the UK. A woman has died after a bus crashed into a cafe in Manchester, injuring 11 other people. Almina Amika, aged 77, died in the hospital after the bus struck the T4 Bubble Tea Cafe in the Piccadilly Gardens area of the city centre on Monday. A man has been questioned in the case as well.
The government has agreed to meet the union representing hospital consultants in England after it said it wouldn't call any more strikes for the time being. Doctors belonging to the British Medical Association first walked out in July in a row about pay. Ministers insist they've made their best and final wage offer, but haven't ruled out other incentives. Stroke patients in England and Wales should be offered 3 hours of rehabilitation 5 days a week rather than the current 45 minutes. That's according to new guidelines. Experts have welcomed the advice from the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence, but question how feasible it will be for a stretched NHS to deliver. Laughing gas will become illegal in November, with dealers facing up to 14 years in prison. The ban is part of the government's antisocial behaviour action plan and will make nitrous oxide a controlled Class C drug. It means possession of nitrous oxide where a person intends to wrongfully inhale it will be an offence. Those with legitimate reason for having the drug will be exempt from the ban, according to the Home Office. Now, the government's independent advisor on infrastructure says ministers should pause the sale of land acquired for the northern leg of the HS2 rail project, which was scrapped earlier this month. Sir John Armitt said there was a real risk that plans for alternative projects could make rail travel between Birmingham and Manchester even more congested because there was no longer a proper integrated plan.
I think it's a sort of what we often describe as a sort of knee-jerk snap reaction. I think it's a mistake. I think that the land should be kept for at least 2 or 3 years to give the opportunity for people to revisit that.
Electric vehicle prices could rise by more than £3,000 next year unless post-Brexit trade rules are delayed, according to an industry body. The Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders has called on the UK and EU to postpone rules that would add tariffs to EV batteries. The government said it was working with the European Commission on a solution. And another story from The Times, which says the NHS is being urged to offer routine menopause MOT checks for women after they turn 40.
Food banks say they're bracing themselves for the worst winter yet, expecting to deliver more than 1 million emergency food parcels. The Trussell Trust forecasts more than 600,000 people will need the support of food banks between December and next February. MPs will question those running the British Museum about thefts from the institution's collection. In August, it disclosed that items, including gold, jewellery, semi-precious stones and glass, were missing, stolen or damaged. It was later revealed to be an estimated 2,000 artefacts. The Culture, Media and Sport Committee said it would focus on the reputational and financial implications for the museum. The Mayor has written to the government saying he's considering a discount for low-income Londoners on future tolls for using the Blackwall and Silvertown tunnels. Both tunnels in East London are due to be tolled from 2025. In the letter, Sadiq Khan asks that any discounts don't affect funding for Transport for London.